You know what? Go to Jack in the Box up the road, order something through the drive-thru in that voice. Just do it. Get comfortable with it, because... And so I did, and I started doing it all the time. And now I have not actually ordered at a drive-thru in my normal voice in years. But like in a room, ordering a Jack in the Box goes like this. Yes, I would like a number 6 with curly fries and an Oreo cookie shake. Be anything else, sir? Yeah! No, I'm good.
Out of your entire voice acting careers, which voice has brought you the most out of your comfort zone? Like, which do you find most difficult?
What's up? Luffy?
I've always wondered what it's like to voice act a Pokemon.
Well, what happened with that show is that what they would do is whatever we were booked for that day, so if I was coming in to do, which actor was coming in, if I was coming in to do Brock and James, then there was a new Pokemon that was introduced in that episode. We listened to the Japanese for tone, and then they would assign it to the actor that they thought could sound like that, because that was one of the rules, was we had to sound like them for the Japanese. If it was really high and squeaky, they would ask me, no. But that's why, like, I was doing, like, Squirtle and things like that, and, and Blastoise and things. And they would be like, Eric, we got a new Pokemon for you. And then we'd listen to what they sound like, and they'd go, well, what's it doing? Okay, I can do that. And then I would say, Charmander, So that's what we had to do. But I did invent the water gun attack. That was not a sound effect of me going, I did that when Squirtle shot the water out of his mouth. That was not sound design. That was all Eric Stewart. So thank you very much. That alone would make me happy. All the way in the back. Yes, sir. It's, of course it is.
I'm sorry.
What is the story behind your indestructible feet?
My what? My indestructible feet? Oh, yeah, they're not indestructible. I can't feel them. I don't have working nerve endings in either of my feet. It's like, whatever, it's a birth defect. I don't know. So, but it's weird because, like, I just used to them. People always ask me really stupid questions, like, well, how are you able to stand up? Or, like, how do you know you're standing up? I'm like, I guess because the room isn't lying down. It's usually my first clue that I'm vertical, but I mean, it's a thing I've had. So I have very, very strange feet, and because of it, like I've stepped on nails. And it's funny. There's nothing more badass looking than going to the hospital with a giant carpenter's nail in your foot. You're like, man, just pull it out. I'm cool. I don't care. And you just kind of, they pull it out, like, I'm just kidding. Also, it's funny. Brina tells the story of her chasing me around Funimation, more chasing, in a clown mask.
What do you do in Dallas?
A lot of filthy, dirty things.
Bigger and better. Right?
Bigger and better. But yeah, it's funny. She was like, she didn't really have a concept for what the hell I was talking about when I tried to explain to her once. It's like, yeah, I can't feel my feet, so I'm not very good at things like running. I can. I just look like a robot. Bouncing, whatever. And so she's chasing me through the halls and going, oh, Pumpkin, I feel so bad I made you run because you do look stupid. They're not indestructible, I just can't feel them. So.
We were at the beach last night, and...
And he roasted marshmallows with them.
But, we were kind of like, all of us were sort of around the sand, where the water is coming. When you're standing there and the sand starts, like, moving away from you. He was like, I can't, like, stand here because it's just because he can't feel the surface, moves away. So.
And, like, it's weird, the sand is, like, sloshing beneath your feet. I'm like, oh, I'm just swaying, this is weird. And the time I'm coming, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fall. But I'm, like, laughing and cackling and running through the surf like an idiot because I'm like, life is new to me.
Yes, my friend. Any question?
I'm just wondering, do you ever, when you're trying to really get a character down, would you switch the voice? Like, would you ever try to do a voice that would never match that character? Just to see if you could actually get it down. This actually is leading into a request. Would you possibly do maybe some of your voices, possibly James or Sebastian or...
do Beautiful Joe.
But can you do it, like, from on the other side of the scale?
Like
an octave higher. Like
Wow, thanks for asking us to do that on a Sunday after 4 days at a con.
Every voice I would do for you is actually an octave lower.
Hey, it's funny
after
though,
all
when I
that.
think of Sebastian, like the inverse of Sebastian, I just think of him being like, hello, how are you? I don't know. Yes, my lord. There you go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, James, I guess we just do like, yo man, did you watch the NBA last night? And, how about the Bears?
Like the same character, the same sort of inflections, the same sort of.
I'm just telling you, that's the alter ego of James, right? That's what I'm saying. Right.
Well, maybe Beautiful Joe on speed. I'm gonna do him real first, so I can get his voice. Then I'll try and do it. You're a real hero, for real. You're a real hero, for real. Man, you're gonna be the good girl. Come on, kid. Come on, kid. Now I can't.
That was painful. That was painful to experience. Ow. All right, so we got any new questions? No one was going to ask a question. We're just giving you guys a chance. Yes, yes.
In the very back?
In the very back.
Jim Potato, can you do France, Sebastian, and Kyoya?
Yeah, that's when I got hired. Next question.
Good answer.
I see a pig with a diaper.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
He's upside down.
If
Nice
you,
pen.
okay, with your characters, if you were locked in a room with no windows, no doors, it was pitch black for 3 days, who would you not want to be with?
Like one of our characters that we play who we do not want to be with?
And not because they're awful, but because it's a dark room and I'm scared. I just want out of here, please. I would say France, but that's not true.
I don't know, Brock would cook, James he wouldn't really be able to get us out. I mean, he's having a problem with that too. What? And but Kaiba would get me out. So I mean, Kaiba would definitely have to be like, I can get us out of here. Hold on, I have this in my briefcase, and we'd be like, oh, the kid. Yeah. I don't know. Peggy Pudgeon from Viva Pinata.
I would say my man looks just because he would poke my eyes out. I don't want that to happen.
Never. Yes. All right. Well, yes. Oh. Yeah.
Like, if you, like, what are your favorite mangas that you have read any mangas?
No, I'm much more of a graphic novel guy, like Batman, so I, Dark Knight stuff.
That's like, what was like your favorite Dark Knight?
Oh, see, that's hard.
I'm so young asking the favorites question. They always be like, what's your favorite? And you're like, you don't understand. We have tons of favorites.
These are you my favorite.
Yeah. This.
Manga and Batman and Pokemon too.
That's so hard. I don't have a favorite. I mean, that's a hard question. I never really think about that.
Rob.
Yeah, it is hard. I
Sorry.
like Peak J. I like them. Yeah, Peak J. I like that. That's really the only one I've ever.
I've really gotten into Spice and Wolf. So I love them.
And the girl with the skull.
They all have skulls.
I'm sorry. The additional skull.
What was your favorite experience while you were voice acting?
Well, I did tour with the rock and roll band for 4 years, so I can't answer that question.
Whoa!
No, it's I want to wear pants in the booth. What do you think?
I think one of my favorite experiences, one of the best things about getting to do what we do is I think going to cons, and I'm not just being like thank you. I mean I love it. I love to travel and like hang out with you people. Really awesome. I'm a big nerd myself, so
Yes.
this is my world.
We are.
The normal world sucks. But last year at this con, I'm a big Whovian. I'm a huge Dr. Who fan. Civilization. And last year, Alex Kingston, who was Butcher Saunders, I really, really wanted to meet her. I had yet at the time not met anybody associated with the show, ever, and I wanted to so badly. But I'm really shy, so I'm really bad about going up to celebrities and being like, hey, can you... So I was sitting at my autograph table, and she's like, right over there, getting signing, and I'm like, oh my God, she's beautiful, she's so great, and I love her, and I'm like, just... And my handler was like, do you want to meet her at some point? I'm like, only if it's not a big deal, like just whatever. And it was because of you wonderful people that I got to meet her, because apparently everyone that was coming to my line was like, you know, oh my God, you're a big Hoovian, right? And now she's right up there, oh my God, yeah, I know. They're like, I'm gonna go over to her now. I'm like, okay, good luck. And they would go and pimp me out to her. She told me this later, she got so many kids going, oh my God, you have to talk to him, he's the biggest Hoovie in the world, get him to do his British accent for you. So later at the party, like we were all hanging out there, and she just comes up to me, she's like, oh hello, you're Michael, do the voice. And we're all hanging out, and you know, all of us were like, you know, we were, you know, drinking and having fun, and at some point, several hours into it, you know, she and I have been talking for a while. She's a real Hoovian herself, so she would talk into this stuff and then stop herself because she knows more than I do. She'd be like, oh, never mind, sorry, I can't go into that, spoilers, and I'm like, and then, but at some point they started, like, the music, cha-cha came on, and she just loved to dance, so she got up and she grabbed me, and I'm like, oh, no, don't dance, and she's like, neither do I, and I'm in heels, you have no argument. And I'm like, hey, and so I got to dance in like a line cha-cha with River Songs. That's pretty freaking amazing, so thank you,
Like I said, it's like you are all fanboys too. Like, you know, I mean, that's the thing. I think, you know, it's fun to work in this industry, but we all are also geeks too. I mean, because we understand the stuff that you guys love as well. I was standing next to Aaron Gray in the elevator, and I was a huge Buck Rogers fan and Willa Deering, and I just, you know, as I said before, I got the confidence, the ego to talk, and she's standing next to me, and I'm just like, Abdi,
Sounded like Bling Bling, that little robot.
I couldn't, and the cool thing was in the green room, I see, because there's only one show that I watch religiously because I don't have enough time to you know, pick something, because if I miss something, then I get angry. So I watch The Walking Dead. And that's one of the shows where I go downstairs into the man cave and no one's allowed to bother me. You know, like, just don't come to me, don't talk to me. You know, this is what I'm doing. And so I'm in the green room with Carl. You know, right? And he's playing his video game. And I walk up to him and I'm like, hey man, I just want to say, hey, I'm Eric Stewart. I do some of the voices on Pokemon. And I just said it like that so it didn't seem like I was a crazy person. And I guess his dad or his uncle was like, he's a huge Pokemon fan. And I was like, oh, I was just coming up to say I'm a huge fan of your show. And he's like, no, he's a huge, and so I have a picture of the two of us with the biggest, dumbest grins on our faces, taking a picture of, like, we both took pictures of each other together, and it's like, I'm a geek, like, fanboying, and he's like, like, we're both fanboying for each other, and I was like, that's just a perfect con experience, you know?
Say real quickly for me. Actually, the very first experience of hearing my voice come back from hearing it from an anime character in the booth, because they usually play it back, was probably one of the best experiences, because that was the first thing, you know, I was like, oh my God, you know, I'm really now doing this. So that was a great experience.
Yeah, I think we're about to have to wrap it up. It's almost time for it to go. So we have more bizarre, interesting dreams and
Yeah, but I think when you're dubbing so much stuff and you see those characters constantly, the images, and you go to sleep at night, you see that stuff, you hear those lines, they never leave you.
Yeah, I don't really remember a lot of my dreams. I think it's because my real life is so exciting that my brain's like, you know, we're just going to shut off completely and not dream because overload. But I am told I talk in my sleep a lot, and I will often do lines.
You do!
So that happens frequently. Sorry. I mean, I'm told by no one in this room.
We just met.
Yeah, we really did just.
Yes, yeah,
just
yes.
meet.
That's going on YouTube.
People are gonna talk. We're kind of a cute couple, right? We're kind of Oh, she ships us.
You know
Do
who
like the 6 business days. It's much cheaper.
You know who I ship in Durarara? Mikado and Simon. Think about it! Think about it! Yeah, I know that.
All right, this is gonna be the last question because we gotta wrap it up.
Last question. Last question.
Real quick,
Last
here we
question.
go. Okay.
What advice would you give to future voice actors in America?
So you asked the most intense question to wrap up.
I have an answer. I have an answer if you want me to answer this. Okay, everyone, if you want to be a voice actor, that's amazing. Be an actor first. Don't look at voice acting as the end goal because we love what we do and it's amazing, but it's a small part of a vast things we have to do in order to eat. Saying you want to get into acting to be a voice actor is like saying you want to go to architecture school for the 7 years it takes you to get your degree so that you can design bathroom doorknobs.
No, that's good.
So,
I mean, we are performers, we're entertainers, and voice acting has so many genres. Audiobooks, commercials, and plus, also, we were talking about stage and stuff like that. Taking direction, understanding how to be that piece of clay that the director can mold. That's the goal. People, I want to get into anime. Really? There's so many other things that you can do.
so many things you can do in addition to that. And so cast your net as widely as possible.
Yes.
Widely as possible.
And with that, one to grow on. We are the men of anime. No.
We have